Severe Weather Awareness Week continues today with a spotlight on flooding.
Year after year, heavy rainfall leaves homeowners, businesses across Metro Detroit spending time and money they just don't have.
The great 1986 flood in southeast Michigan was one for the history books.
Yeah, it was considered the worst flooding disaster in 50 years until August 2014, when 4 to 6 inches of rain fell in Metro Detroit over the course of just 4 hours.
That disaster costing Metro Detroit a total of $1.8 billion in damage. The feds helped out with $246 million in flood aid.
7 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Dave Rexroth is taking questions and a closer look at the history of flooding in our own backyard.
Extreme flooding. It's a problem becoming more and more common in Metro Detroit. Over the past 10 years, we've seen our freeways turn into deep rivers, neighborhoods into lakes, and basements full of water.
The basement was flooded, so then I came to look outside and I noticed the water. I'd never seen that much water.
And who could forget this sight? Flooding blocking access to the McNamara terminal, stranding travelers.
We're literally thinking about von trapping it and walking across the hills to get to the terminal.
Some of them traveling on foot through the flooded tunnel just to get to where they're going. Those heavy rains are becoming more common. Our flooding question comes from a second grader in the Walled Lake School District.
Hello, my name's Eliana. I'm in Keith Elementary and I'm in second grade. My question is, how do floods happen?
That's a good question.
Very good question. Appreciate that. Got some second graders this week. Nice to know they're studying weather. Basically, it is too much water too fast. I mean, that's what flooding is, no matter what kind. But we do get lots of flooding kinds around here, so let's talk about it. Flash flooding, that can be really bad, and that's the worst. Matter of fact, across the country, that's the deadliest weather event on a nationwide basis. We don't have a lot of elevation change here, but we get streets to fill up. We get interstates to fill up. We get backyards, small streams and creeks to fill up. You get a lot of water from a thunderstorm in a quick period of time, and those areas can change the depth of the water very, very quickly. River flooding, because they're bigger areas, take longer to fill up and it's slower, and we can give you a lot more warning about that than a flash flood. So it's not as dangerous, but it usually lasts a lot longer. And then, of course, because of the Great Lakes, we saw a few years back when the water levels were very high, we can get lakeshore flooding around here. But usually when you talk about thunderstorms, it's about the flash flooding concerns as you go along. Turn around, don't drown is a good phrase to remember, because you might even know the area that you're in, but the water can be deeper than you think. The roadway underneath it could be damaged worse than what you think. And so if you're out driving around, do not go into floodwaters. Hydroplaning can be a real problem as well. If you know the flooding is coming, of course, no matter where you are, always go to higher ground. That's going to be the most important thing to do.